early 1970s, the U.S. Army and several major European countries launched a cooperative testing program to evaluate new low-altitude defense systems. Under this program, a variety of new anti-aircraft weapons were tested, including the French AMX 30 Spear. The Spear is not a small-caliber anti-aircraft gun or surface-to-air missile. It is similar to the German World War II Henschel HS-297 anti-aircraft rocket we introduced earlier, as it launches a large number of rockets in a short period of time to target the airspace, resulting in a killing effect. However, the Spear is much more technologically mature and feasible compared to the technology of World War II. The self-propelled anti-aircraft rocket used the mature AMX-30 tank chassis, which entered service in France in the 1960s and has since spawned self-propelled artillery, tactical nuclear missile launchers, and other equipment. The chassis is driven by a 680 horsepower engine, early models, allowing the tank to reach a maximum speed of 65 kilometers per hour. After installing the rocket launcher, the chassis underwent almost no changes. Instead, a rotating base was installed in the original turret ring position, with the rocket launcher and radar system mounted here. The launcher and radar equipment can rotate and elevate. It uses a 40mm caliber high-speed rocket, which, unlike conventional shells, generally has a slower initial velocity. To solve this problem, France developed a 40mm rocket with self-stabilization. The rocket is 370mm long and weighs 1030 grams. To achieve an extremely high initial velocity, the rocket uses a violent rocket engine, reaching an initial velocity of over 1,000 meters per second. The launch tube acts as a barrel for the rocket to create high pressure, further increasing the ammunition's propulsion. The launcher has 96 launch tubes arranged in a rectangular shape. Similar to anti-aircraft guns, it only needs to aim and fire at the target area through the fire control computer. The rocket can be fired in 8, 16, or 32 rounds, with a firing interval of less than 0.1 seconds. Reloading 96 rounds one by one would be very time-consuming, so the Spear uses preloaded ammunition boxes. After firing, only a new ammunition box needs to be replaced, which can be completed in just 30 seconds with the help of mechanical equipment, making it very efficient. However, the rocket itself has many problems. Relying on the rocket's violent combustion engine does increase the initial velocity, but this also requires more weight to be allocated to the fuel, which is already consumed in large quantities during the early flight, and cannot provide sustained thrust later, resulting in an effective range of only 1,500 meters. For the same reason, the weight allocated to the warhead is also reduced, which is detrimental to improving the ammunition's killing power. The manufacturing cost of this kind of rocket is also high, but the design company stated that the unit cost can be effectively reduced with large-scale deployment. However, due to its caliber limitation, this type of ammunition can only pose a threat to low-altitude targets, with an expected 70% kill efficiency within 1,500 meters. In reality, the AMX-30 Spear anti-aircraft rocket artillery system only stayed in the testing phase, as it did not enter service, and there were no similar products in service afterwards. France also proposed a 128-tube launcher for use on ships, but it was not realized for various reasons. On one hand, the rocket's own shortcomings meant that its overall performance was not as good as small-caliber anti-aircraft guns. On the other hand, as the leading country of NATO, the United States' proposal for standardization directly stifled the unconventional Spear.